How did they get there?
Regular storage procedure. The same as the other food. The other food stopped coming, and they started.
What other food?
Fish, and plankton, and sea greens, and protein from the sea. It's all here, ready, fresh as harvest day. I'm ready, and you're ready. It's my job to freeze you.
The Unseen Movie Marathon is back, but this time with the 1976 sci-fi film Logan's Run. This is a movie that I've been really excited to talk about for quite some time, and at the end of this video I'm going to tell you about the 1977 Unseen Movie Marathon movie that I'll be reviewing right in time for Halloween. So let's get into it. Logan's Run takes place in the 23rd century, 2274 to be exact, and in this particular future, humans have decided to move into domes after years of pollution and war. Now that humanity has moved past the horrors of their former life, they have decided that the best way to live is to live in pleasure and abundance, with no worries to the horrors of the outside world. But there's one catch. You can only live to the age of 30. One of the reasons why this society is so accepting of dying at the age of 30 is because they believe that if they go through the ceremony of renewal, that they will be reborn sometime in the future. The conflict comes in when people in that society start to get closer to the age of 30 and they think to themselves, maybe I'm not ready to die yet. So they become what's known as runners. And this is where our main character comes in, Logan. Logan is what's commonly known as a Sandman. The Sandman hunts down runners and eliminates them. No one is allowed to cheat or escape the renewal ceremony that everyone in society has essentially agreed to. One of the interesting things about Logan, when we meet him, we find out that he's one of the people who are kind of questioning, not all the way. He still believes in the renewal ceremony and the traditions of this society, but even as a Sandman, he questions.
Only the crazies hang around Nursery. Anyway, there'll be a couple of new Sandmen in there tomorrow.
How do you know?
Some of our guys are on carousel tonight, and Sandmen always renew, I know.
But you don't know, you just assume. One for one. What everyone's been taught to believe. One for one.
Well, why not? That's exactly how everything works.
His partner, Francis, pretty much the central antagonist, is the one who's trying to keep him in line.
You know, when you question, it slows you down.
So you see immediately how Francis is thinking. I am dedicated to the cause. Why are you wasting your time thinking about things that'll just slow you down when we could be enjoying the pleasures that we have right here in front of us? And directly after this conversation, you see Logan and Francis join the rest of the masses as they're about to witness the carousel or the renewal ceremony. And the people are excited to watch this ceremony take place.
Be strong, and you will be renewed.
Now, I can't front. You gotta peep the fly ceremonial self-sacrifice renewal uniforms. These Jones is fire, and that's actually really appropriate for what's about to happen. And you know this is the 70s because you see all the strings that are coming up as the people who are going through renewal are floating around the sacrifice pit. And they just floating gleefully as they are about to experience renewal. The movie takes a really interesting turn when the AI, essentially charged with running this entire society, pulls Logan in for a meeting, and the AI essentially wants him to go on an undercover mission. But the weirdest thing about this is that the AI, when giving him the orders for this mission, admits to Logan that everything he believed was a lie.
Sanctuary is a pre-catastrophe code word used for a place of immunity.
I don't understand.
The object Ankh has been identified with the code word sanctuary. The object and the word both relate to runners who have not been accounted for. Unaccounted runners 1056.
1,056 unaccounted for?
The number is correct.
That's impossible. Question, maybe they weren't all runners. Maybe most of them reached life renewal on Carousel. Nobody reached renewal? But everybody believes that some...
The question has been answered, Logan 5.
You mean nobody's ever been renewed?
The question has been answered.
And then Logan asks, of course, naturally, if you want me to go undercover as a runner, how exactly would I do that when the diamond that essentially tells everyone what stage of life they're at, if it starts blinking red, it lets them know that, hey, I'm close to my end day.
How can I pretend that I'm approaching last day?
And the computer says, hey, put your hand down. He does, and it starts blinking.
Question. Do I get my 4 years back?
Wait, I had 4 years left before my end day.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Logan, being the good soldier that he is, decides to take this mission in stride and do his undercover work. A woman that he meets named Jessica, the co-lead of this film, is actually someone who he meets when trying to have a little bit of a saucy sexual encounter with. But when he meets her, she's not with it, and he actually respects it, which is a really interesting thing. It's a lot of progressive ideas in this film. In that scene where he meets Jessica, a man first comes up as a potential sexual partner, and it's not treated as weird or anything like that. When he meets Jessica, and Jessica's not really feeling the idea of the sexual encounter, he says, are you just interested in women and that's why we're not doing anything? While that may not seem revolutionary today, I found it to be really interesting that this movie from the 70s gave one of the more healthier interactions I've ever seen surrounding sex and protecting the person who you're trying to be with. I'm not saying it never happened, but I found it to be really interesting. So anyway, back to the movie. He's using Jessica to try to find this sanctuary. He recognizes her as someone who's questioning as well because of what's called an ankh. The AI told Logan that this is one of the pieces of jewelry that people who may be running are used to wearing. The AI knows this, but hasn't just rounded up everybody who's wearing an ankh. Very interesting. They're going to find sanctuary. They run into a runner, and Logan lets this runner go after trying to get information from her. Francis, his partner, actually follows them and sees Logan let the runner away. And Logan is not the type to let the runner away. In the beginning of the film, we're shown Francis and Logan hunting down a runner.
Move it, runner!
Sidebar, Logan would give any stormtrooper a run for their money. At one point I was questioning, is he actually like trying to kill him or not? Francis actually sees Logan let a runner go, and then Francis is like, wait, are you a actual runner?
Runner.
No!
That's where Logan's run starts. Logan actually changes into someone who is actually willing to run because he's questioning. So now we're in a long chase, which includes Jessica actually bringing Logan to a plastic surgery parlor. Some of the people who are on the runner's side actually try to kill Logan because they don't trust that he is on their side because they've never seen a Sandman have compassion.
He's blinking. Wants to run.
Run. He's a Sandman.
The lead plastic surgeon actually tries to kill Logan in the most James Bond 007 way.
What would happen to you if the healing stopped functioning?
Damn right! Crap! I know!
When they finally escape, the movie just goes the movie was already full sci-fi. Immediately, we are thrown into a scene with a murderous robot named Box.
Welcome, humans. I am ready for you. Overwhelming, am I not? Are you too startled? Am I too removed from your ken?
What? Who are you?
I'm more than machine or man. More than a fusion of the two. Don't you agree?
Box is not just a robot or a cyborg. You can actually see under Box's cybernetic makeup an actual jawline. It's really funny. It was the 70s. And Box is like, I used to have all kinds of fish and different food that would come through here, and I was in charge of storing that. And then the food stopped coming, so I started storing human beings.
How did they get there?
Regular storage procedure. The same as the other food. The other food stopped coming, and they started.
What other food?
Fish, and plankton, and sea greens, and protein from the sea. It's all here, ready, fresh as harvest day. I'm ready, and you're ready. It's my job to freeze you.
He pulls out the ice blicky and just starts shooting at him. Box is actually, fun fact, the only black person in this movie. Box is voiced by Roscoe Lee Brown, and apparently that's the only way black people can make it into the future. They escape from Box and they get to outside and their minds are completely blown.
What is it?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's warm.
We must be outside.
They start to walk and they're still looking for sanctuary. As they continue their journey, they take a brief break once they discover water, and they do a little bit of saucy skinny dipping. It starts off really playful, and then the clothes come off. During their wet play date, they discover that the crystal that's in their palm, the one that indicates what stage of life they're in, is no longer blinking.
The crystal! It's clear! What does it mean?
The life clocks have no power outside. We're free.
In the jubilation of their newfound freedom, they start to fall in love.
You can have any woman in the city. What do you really want?
You know.
The choice is still mine.
Of course.
This time, the answer's yes.
And yet, they still decide to continue their mission. Here's where the movie takes a left turn once again. You find out that they're in Washington, D.C. Of course, they see the statue of Abraham Lincoln.
I've never seen a face like that before. That must be the look of being old.
They go into one of the Capitol buildings and they find an old man. They are in utter shock because for the first time in their lives, they're seeing someone above the age of 30.
Look at his face. His hair. Is that what it is, to grow old?
Well, I guess so, yeah.
They start to ask him a lot of questions. He tells them about his family. He tells them about his upbringing. And it's such a strange part of this movie because there are no other people, like I said. So what happened to everybody on the outside? The movie takes place in 2274, and we're led to believe that no one else has ever lived outside of this dome. The movie just starts to bring more questions than answers. I want to know more about this outside world. Francis, the one who's hunting Logan and Jessica on this run, finds them. They get into a fight. He tries to kill Jessica. He tries to kill the old man. Unfortunately, Francis ends up on the death end of things, and that's when they decide to go back and tell everyone in the city the things that we have been told is false. They convince the old man to come back with them. When they finally arrive, they realize that he may not be fit to go through all the catacombs they had to go through in order to get to the city. So they ask him to wait behind. And they just so happen to arrive at the city as a new renewal ceremony is taking place. They're trying to keep people from going because they realize these people are not going to be renewed. They're going to die.
No! Don't go in there! You don't have to die! Well, no one has to die at 30! You can live! Live! Live and grow old! I've seen it! She's seen it! Well, look! 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 It's clear!
Last day, Capricorn 29.
People just kind of like laugh them off. Sandmen are coming to capture them.
There's another world outside! We did it! The life clocks are alive! Carousel is alive! There is no renewal!
Eventually, Logan ends up right in front of the AI.
Logan 5. You were assigned to find a place called Sanctuary. Report.
There is no sanctuary.
Unacceptable.
Logan's brain has the knowledge that there is no sanctuary. There is an old man. You can live past 30, and the AI can't handle it. After the AI overloads, Logan and Jessica fight their way out. Logan is shooting the Sandman and all the systems that the city runs on. And the city starts to implode, forcing all the people out. And they go outside, find this old man. They meet him, and immediately they start touching his face. They cannot believe that there's someone that old. So that's our Unseen Movie Marathon 1976, Logan's Run. For 1977, I'll be doing a Japanese horror comedy called House, which I'm really excited / nervous to do a review about because the movie looks absolutely insane. I'll put the trailer in the comments below. So let me know, have you guys seen Logan's Run? Are you interested in seeing it now after I've talked about it? Let me know in the comments and I'll talk to you guys next time.